Well, hi again. How is everybody out there? I decided I would make a second video and use this book about how are you feeling. And this is for everybody, boys and girls, moms and dads, grown-ups that are kind of like kids, kids that are kind of like grown-ups. Because right now, lots of people are still feeling lots of different ways, aren't they? So we talked about all the ways you could feel, and we looked at this page. There were lots of different feelings you could have, and we talked a little bit about being happy and angry. And if you're happy, it's really good to share that happiness with someone. Maybe tell them what's really good about them so that they can feel happy. And when you're angry, we talked about how you could maybe bake bread and punch that bread dough. Or my grandmother always used to scrub the floors, but she always said the floors were whiter where she started. And then they faded to a little bit not quite so clean. So we're going to talk about two different emotions today. And the first one is bored. Now I hear this from people when I teach. I hear people say, Miss K, I'm bored. And I usually tell you, I'm not your entertainment committee, I'm your teacher. But bored is not such a bad thing. Bored means that you're kind of feeling like there's nothing to do, you can't think of anything, and you just kind of feel at odds, don't you? But that means you should ramp up your imagination, get that thinker going, and figure out ways to be not bored. This little person right here, do you see this little girl? She's just sitting in a nice quiet place and she's thinking about a place that makes her really happy, where she feels really safe and comfortable. And she's really imagining it very clear in her mind. And that's kind of like mm, a getaway in your imagination. And then later you could draw about it or write about it. And here it says, find someone and challenge them to a tickle fight and get giggling. Now, I personally don't recommend that one. When I was a little girl, and to this day, I hate being tickled. I just hate it. And my brothers would tickle me until I couldn't breathe. And so I would say, if you enjoy that, then go ahead and do it. But maybe make sure the person you're tickling enjoys it. And for now, it would just be someone in your family because we're trying to all stay home, aren't we? And then it says, tidy up a messy drawer or a jumbled shelf. Now, this is one of my favorite things to do. I know that sounds really funny, doesn't it? But I love organizing closets and shelves. I take everything out and I look at it and I fold it and I decide if I want to keep it. And I decide, have I worn it or have I used it? And sometimes I give it away, sometimes I keep it. And then I clean up and I feel so good when my closet looks all organized. So this person says, wander around trying to find every letter of the alphabet in your house somewhere. So you could find an apple for A, and maybe bubble bath for B, and a cat for C. Meow. You could find lots of things that would begin with different letters. And this is probably another one of my favorites, all the way over here. It says, put on some lively music and dance. I love to dance. I like Middle Eastern music to dance to. And I like to wear big flowy skirts and swish them around. It makes me feel good. Maybe I'll show you some of that sometime. But this is a feeling that a lot of us are feeling right now. We're feeling worried. Right now, we're all staying at home. And we're all trying to stay healthy. And your mom and dad, or you, or your grandparents, they're all feeling a little bit worried. I'm feeling worried too. But there are things you can do that helps you feel a little better because feeling worried is not a good feeling, is it? So it says, find someone you trust and tell them about all your worries. Well, sometimes I don't have anyone to talk to because over here in where I'm living, it's just me and Coco. So I thought it would be okay to tell you guys things that I worry about or to share ways that I can feel better. And so sometimes I do talk to Coco, and that helps. And I talk to my sister online every night, and that helps a lot too. And it says you could imagine a giant, giant machine. I like this one a lot. That sucks all the worry completely out of you. Can you imagine that? A giant worry sucking machine. That would be really cool. I think we need one in the world right now, don't you think so? And it says here you could picture the worry in a bubble and blow it away high into the sky. Well, that helps a little bit. And sometimes things that we worry about, like, am I going to like the food in the cafeteria, or will I get the present I want for Christmas? Those kind of worries we can blow away in a bubble, can't we? But some worries are a little harder to do that with. But you can maybe say, go away for a little while at least, right? And then here it says, watch a film or TV program you know you really enjoy and concentrate on nothing else. Well, that's a great idea. I like to watch a show on Netflix called Nailed It, where very silly people make very silly cakes and pies and cookies and things, and it makes me laugh. There was one over here that I really, really liked. Oh, it says, imagine yourself floating on some calm, clear blue water. Do you see that one right there? Yeah, I do that a lot. I do. And sometimes what I do, because I can't really go to the beach right now, can I? So I put water, I have a big, big bathtub. So I put water in my big, big bathtub and I put smell good stuff in there. And I go and I sit in that nice warm water and I have some good music playing. And I just kind of go, and that helps. Let's all take a deep breath together. Does that feel better? It does a little better for me. So another thing I wanted to talk about is, and you can see I'm cleaning closets back there, those are bags of things to go away, is our hands. We've been told to wash and wash and wash our hands a lot. And if you're like me and you've been doing it, maybe your hands are starting to feel kind of dry and yucky. I know mine were. So I have some suggestions that you can use. I belong to a subscription box that sends me things every month, and this was a great time to try them. And one of the things they sent me was this body melt. Do you see this body melt? And it's flour mill body melt, rose and gardenia. But when I opened it, you can see it looks really solid. Do you see that? It reminded me of something, I don't know if people even use it anymore, called Crisco. And it's kind of hard and it's very, very oily, but it does melt, but it leaves a sheen on your skin. So your fingers are kind of greasy, but it's okay. And I'm not fond of this. It's a little strong smelling, so I wouldn't put this all over my body, but I would put it on my hands. And it has a lot of coconut oil and that kind of thing in it. So this does help, but it leaves my hands kind of greasy. But another thing they sent me was this stuff, and this is called Brew, like witch's brew, and it's touch screen hand cream. So you can use this hand cream and then do touch screen things. So I tried it, and it works, and it doesn't leave your hands feeling greasy, and my hands don't look as dry. So I'm kind of happy with that one. I use both of them. I put this one on at night because then that lets that nice coconut oil and stuff seep into my skin. But during the day, I use this probably after I wash my hands every time. And then the last thing they sent me, this was just kind of fun, and I'm wearing it. It is unicorn lip plumping mask, and it's unicorn colors. Do you see them? And it tastes like candy, but it says don't eat it, so I don't eat it. But when I put it on, can you see I have it on my lips? I can ooh, it smells all sweet and nice. And that's something that cheers me up in these kind of hard times. So that's something to think about. Look for things in your house. I had these in my house. So look for things in your house that you can try, and maybe something you put on the shelf and didn't think about. And you might want to go and try that out, okay? And I wanted to leave you with one affirmation. Today, a dear friend came over, and I'm going to get teary eyed, because she worries about me. She says, "Oh, you're in that age bracket and in that high risk group," and she's worried I'm going to get sick. And some of my kids did too. They said, "When you're 80 years old, the virus can be really hard." I'm not 80 yet. I hope I don't look 80. Do I look 80? Anyway, so I want to leave you with this, and I want all of you to know this. I want you to say to yourself, I am loved. Because I am loved. My friend Joyce brought over all kinds of really good food. I don't know how I'm going to eat it all up, but boy, she brought some yummy bean and ham soup, and that was really good. And so I know I am loved. My sister loves me. My brothers love me. My students love me. I love me. My friends love me. And you're loved too. You need to know that. And then it says, I am loved, loving. That means we love people. And so think about all the people that you love. What could you do right now, today, that shows them how much you love them? You could send them an email. You could mention them on a video like this. You could draw a picture and send it to them. And it says, and lovable. Now know that you are lovable. We all have our bad days. We do. I do. When I'm grumpy and I yell at Coco, she doesn't like that. When I yell at her, she goes, and I know she's like, yeah, she's not going to take any of that from me. I want you to know that you are loved, loving, and lovable. So I want you to know that and say that, because in these times when we're kind of isolated, we might forget that. Now I've decided I'm going to probably make videos because I like to, but it's a way for me to kind of have something to do, and a way to cheer myself up, and a way to maybe cheer you up. And if there's something you'd like me to read or do or say or talk about, let me know. I would be happy to do that. So for now, bye-bye. Love you guys. You are all fabulous. You are loved, you are loving, and you are lovable. Bye-bye.